One of the most storied venues in college football, Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend, Indiana. A Week 1 showdown with both teams hoping to start their season off on a high note. It's the Missouri Tigers and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I am Reese Davis. Holly Rowe is down on the sidelines. We say hello to Holly.
Notre Dame coming off a 10-win season, but there was a sour taste in their mouth after they were left out of the college football playoff. Marcus Freeman has so many great recruits loaded with talent. He knows this team is going to have a huge chip on their shoulder as they try to get back into the college football playoff this season. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Looking forward to see how this one goes. So Notre Dame's kicker approaches the football, and the 2026 season is underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Conditions. They'll start this drive on the ground with Hardy. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win, fall forward, get that good gain, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Trying to impose their will with the run. Maybe some room here. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
And, man, you don't have to be a great play caller to give that guy the football, right? Like, feature him. The offense goes through him. You've got to love this running back. And he just finds a way to make those chunk plays like he just did, setting the tone. And, Palmer, sometimes the defense, they need to see you for a second so they realize how fast, how powerful, how good you are.
Yeah, and the defense said all the right things leading up to this game. We're focused on stopping the run. We want to be the more physical team. We're going to make them one-dimensional. Well, you just got to run down your throat early. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So for this defense now it's time to show up. You got to bow up now and start doing something about it.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Simmons. Got it in the middle, it's Lee. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down.
And, man, that's not a surprise that they come to their go-to guy early. This is an offense that's so much fun to watch, and it's because they know who they are. They know how to get the ball to their playmakers. And on the first drive, Palmer, get your guy a touch, get him involved. You know receivers got some feelings, Jesse. I love that they're getting him lathered up and a touch early in this football game.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys who feels like he's open every single play. So it is a...
There he goes. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
Throwing Simmons. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And good job by this defense. Great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They'll give it to Hardy. Could be an alley. He'll be brought down inside the 10-yard line at the 9.
So far, it's been a rough first drive for this defense, but I tell you what, guys, all can be forgotten if they can bow up and make a stand right here. You got a goal-to-go situation. You know they're going to try to be physical. The field's already shrunk. Get some momentum back right here. Get a big stand. At least hold them to 3.
On 1st and goal, Missouri will try to strike Pater. They'll run it with Hardy. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Here's Simmons to throw. Quarterback strolling away from Heat. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
And you've got a golden opportunity here now on 3rd down. I know you just threw an incompletion, but you've had a really nice drive to start this game. You want to cap this thing off, and you want to do that by scoring a touchdown. So think about who your best playmakers are and who needs to get a look on this critical 3rd down. Whether you're running it or you're throwing it, the best players touch the ball right here.
It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. Up in the gun, here's Simmons. It's broken up and almost intercepted in the end zone. It'll be 4th down. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
Coming out with it, it's Mobley. He's brought down at the 16, would have been much better off to take the touchback. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Play action, C.J. Carr. Here comes the Heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And the QB leaves the pocket and he scrambles out and he goes to his right. And I love how he keeps his eyes down the field, trying to make a play, trying to throw the football with the relentless chase. I love it. Getting to the quarterback. He throws an inaccurate pass because he gets whacked as he throws the football. Nice job chasing by the defense.
The run inside. It's Mobley. Gets it out to the 20 after a pickup of 4. Third and 6 yards to go. The offense changing the play. Carr from the gun on 3rd down. Fires left. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Trying to take it back. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Missouri!
One of the things I love about this linebacker, guys, is the versatility. He's not just good against the run. He not only can rush the passer, he can cover as well. Great job reading the QB's eyes, plucks the football out of the air, and he's not going down. He's not running out of bounds. He's taking this thing all the way back to the house.
And he puts through the extra point. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. You can work your way down the field with these wide receiver screens, but also look for the opportunity to turn them into chunk plays later.
No doubt, you throw it quickly. You get it to him now. DB comes up, has to make a tackle. Now you fake it maybe a little bit later on. So these plays, they're not huge plays all the time, but they can set up big plays down the road for your offense.
Not a lot of daylight. He gets one to the 32.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Booster. Hey, move. Ready, go.
Run the gun on third down. Carr. Active hands from the defense forcing that incomplete pass.
Third and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
They boot it away. Not a lot of room to make this catch. They stop him immediately, flying down the field, and get to him before he can even get started. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Here's a give to Hardy. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They feed him again. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
And it really doesn't matter who plays quarterback in this offense, because Ahmad Hardy is option 1, 2, and 3. And you saw him a year ago, man. Not only does he have that home run speed to make big plays, but he also runs that stretch play so nice and breaks tackles and uses his physicality. Palmer, I bet you wish you had a guy like that in the backfield.
Yeah, and you mentioned the breaking tackles. That was really the thing. His contact balance and his ability to somehow stay on his feet on those outside zone plays were huge for Missouri's offense a year ago, and they're going to be looking to do that again. You better pack a lunch on defense every single time you're playing this guy. No question, we're expecting big things from him this season.
Couldn't find a lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Corner's right up on that line of scrimmage. Simmons throws to the wideout. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
You want to talk about shaking down thunder from the sky. That's what they're doing here on third down. Now here's Simmons. He unleashes a long one. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down.
Well, it looked like the offense had a rhythm here early in the drive, getting a first down, but I don't know about that play call. Going deep on 3rd down, low percentage throw, it falls incomplete. And all that momentum that was established early in the drive, that's gone away now if you have to punt.
That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Here come the Irish back on offense. This offense has been stagnant so far. 1-2-3 kick the last time they had the ball, and this time really needing to get a score. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. Guys, let's take a step back and talk about Notre Dame. They start the season in the top 5, prime position to make a run. But what's the biggest danger there, Jesse?
Well, they need to avoid complacency. Top 5 tells me you've got potential. You were a good team a year ago. You got a lot of talent. There's going to be a lot of really tough games on the schedule this year, David. So why not start early, right here in week 1, and come shooting out of the cannon?
Shooting out of the cannon with a start that everybody gets to look at, see how good you are. And that first impression is really big, right? Like, you can start climbing quickly and really get a high marks in people's heads if you can start the season on a great note.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Here's C.J. Carr to throw. Trying to set up the screen. Oh, better check some ankles. He makes a move and gets down to the 24.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
The Irish come to the line facing 2nd and short. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Williams. Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
To the ground to try to move the chains. And he gets it out past the sticks, and Notre Dame will have a first down.
And I think that's exactly what we're going to need to see from this offense, man. Once the field starts to shrink, you get on this side of the field, you're down by 10 points, man. You need to put the ball in the end zone. Like, you're thinking touchdown, not field goal. And they really got to be physical, establish this run game, and do everything they can to get 7 on this drive.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
A spectacular one-hand grab. The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6.
That is such an unbelievable play by the wide receiver. He did so many things great on that one. First, what about the catch? One-handed, somehow was able to keep his balance and then get upfield to go get more yards after the catch. You simply cannot do it any better, and that's why he's one of the biggest weapons this offense has.
Rushes on him, and down he goes. The defense bringing the heat.
And you try to catch him off balance, maybe on 1st down and goal right here, a situation where maybe you sneak in a pass, defense was ready, got the sack. Now you got to be a little bit more creative now that you got the negative play. The offense, I know you've worked this all week. You got to get ready to execute in the red zone.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. Might be changing the route. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Carr. Working that left side now. First catch of the season as this freshman tight end wastes no time getting involved.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You got to be aggressive, and you got to make tackles.
They're in the gun, 3rd down. Here's Carr. Looking for the goal line. They put it in the hands of their playmaking receiver, but he will be stopped short. It's 4th down. The Tigers will call a timeout. That's their first. Gives him a little time to dig deep in the play sheet and figure out what to do on 4th down. The offense didn't even glance to the sidelines. They'll stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal from the 1. They got him. It's a sack. Took a chance to try to score the touchdown, and they'll get nothing.
Man, that stings. You go all the way down the field, you get a 4th and goal situation, and the offense comes up small. The defense gets the sack. No points for you.
They are pinned deep in their own territory. They'll snap it from their own 4 to start the drive. From the gun, give to Hardy. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. The Fighting Irish called their first timeout. They'll get together to decide how to play this 2nd down. They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Simmons trying not to drown in the noise. And they get him down. Notre Dame will now use its 2nd timeout. They'll take a moment to gather their thoughts and put together a plan for this 3rd down play. And now on 3rd down, shadow of their own goalpost, needing some breathing room. Lined up in the gun, here's Simmons. Got his man downfield. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
Throwing Simmons. Get it out on the screen. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15.
And there you go. You see, you don't have to throw bombs to get big plays in the passing game. Just screen it to your running back. As soon as he catches it, he gets upfield. And how about the downfield blocking by these linemen and the wide receivers as they rip off that explosive play.
Pulls it and fires to the left. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Timeout on the field. Missouri calls it 2nd. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this 1st half. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Here's Simmons to throw. Fires to the wideout. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
Looking downfield, it's Carr. Makes the grab on the left. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Looking to throw on 1st down. Firing to the right, complete. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. As we close in on halftime, a timeout is taken here. And in the closing moments of the 1st half, they'll try to put a 3 spot on the board. And this one will be a 57-yard attempt. He'll unleash it from the right hash. Dead center perfect. This is now a 7-point game. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Gentlemen, so much excitement around a brand new season, and we're excited to get you caught up on everything here in Week 1. We start with a look at Northern Illinois, taking on the number 18 team, the Iowa Hawkeyes. And it's Northern Illinois coming away with a blowout victory in what looks like a major upset. Expect major changes in the polls this week, pushing them to 1-0 on the short season.
Here comes the Fighting Irish out to get this drive started. They start this third quarter one-possession game and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
And the defense, you hold your breath. When this receiver has the football out in space, you have got to make sure you're playing with outstanding pursuit. Nice job there, but as this game goes on, they've got to keep an eye on this guy and make sure they know where he is at all times.
He'll try to get to the marker himself. And that'll be enough to give Notre Dame a first down.
I just love it when my quarterback knows situational football. They run the option. He understands. It's fourth and short. Like, I got to stick my nose in there, get north-south, and try to get that first down. I love when I have a quarterback that can do that.
Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss.
And it's been a struggle for this young man. I mean, listen, he's a pretty good player, and they depend on him week in and week out to be their guy to carry the mail. Just, it's not working, and the run game hasn't found a rhythm, and I think that's why this offense, they need something. They need a spark. They need to find some way to run the football.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Throwing, Carr, looking down the middle. Fires complete on the crosser. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
Man, you put those slot receivers in there, and here's why you do it. You back them off the football a lot of times, but who's guarding them? A lot of times those are linebackers. Those are safeties. You get those good matchups where you can feature one of your speedsters, and a lot of times good things happen.
It'll be a run on 3rd and short. Gets the ball right to the 50-yard line, and that'll be enough for a first down.
You're down. Obviously, at the half, you had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
Dropping back, it's Carr. Pulls it in. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29.
Nice catch there. You know, I think back to great Golden Domer wide receivers and Tim Brown, who won a Heisman, Rocket Ismail, obviously. How about Jeff Samardzija? There's a name you don't hear very much anymore, but he was awesome for Brady Quinn back in the day. And all those guys had the ability to win one-on-one. Their quarterbacks knew that if they had that matchup outside, they were going to take it. And I think this quarterback feels the same way about that guy. He is just so dynamic outside.
And we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker unit really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat on.
Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
That's a really nice job by the cornerback, playing with his eyes. He sees the running back release out of the backfield, sees him get the ball, and this guy's tough. You know, there are a lot of corners out there that would try to submarine these running backs, and then they get hurdled. Not this guy. Good job getting the tackle, getting him on the ground.
Carr from the gun on 3rd down. Makes the grab. That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Notre Dame right back to the line. With the run on 1st and goal. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense.
1st down and goal, I bet you the percentages are really high for run, and this defense was ready for it. They got to match the physicality right here, right now in this situation.
The big fellas line up in a goal line defense. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Fighting Irish! You know what? Methuselah lived 969 years. He was born and died in the amount of time it took them to walk it down the field and score that touchdown.
And that's just so frustrating. Play after play after play. You line up, you try to do your assignment, and you fail, and they cap it off with a touchdown? Oh, Methuselah.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Simmons. Quickly to the tight end. Pickup of 5. It's now 2nd and 5.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for a quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Running inside. It's Hardy. Pretty good job of running to get 2 there to the 32.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
The volley cheers going on high. And here comes the Thunder being shaken down on 3rd down. Now here's Simmons. Ball is out behind the line. Well, the offense looks as if they fell on the fumble, and they'll keep the ball.
And those are so frustrating.
And it looks as if they buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Makes the catch, wants to make a move upfield. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. The run inside. It's Mobley. At the 40, there he goes. Turning on the Jets. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. And with that, they've got the lead here in the 2nd half.
Man, I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like that. And he can go that far to the house, create big plays, showed you a little bit of vision, showed you a little bit of burners. When he kicked it in gear, he got the long touchdown.
And the extra point is good. On the run from inside his own 5. And he winds up right where he would have on the touchback. Goes out of bounds at the 25. drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Roberts. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third. We've come to the end of the period, and Notre Dame has the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Throwing Simmons. Under fire. They got him. Great pressure by this defense.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
Now third and long and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. Lined up in the gun, here's Simmons. He wants to take the top off. Pulls it in on the right. Lots of room to run. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Tigers. The Tigers are back on top.
When you can run like that, the quarterback is going to give you opportunities. And look at him run by the defenders. QB sees it, stick the hand up in the air, catch the football, get to the end zone.
And he knocks it through for the tie here in the fourth quarter. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Notre Dame comes onto the field ready to go to work. Tie game, fourth quarter, plenty of time to work with exactly where you want to be in this one. Running inside, it's Mobley. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
And I think that's what you want to see from this offense down the stretch. Like, can you physically dominate the game? You've got the lead.
First down here as we dive into the college football season. A week one clash that has been worth every minute of it so far. Right back to the well. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for you.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5.
Ready, five. Ready, five. Ready, go.
Snags it and he's open. At the 30. Past the 10. Touchdown, Notre Dame. They've got the lead here in the fourth. The Irish punch back.
That is the easiest touchdown pass that guy is ever going to throw. The little touch pass, jet sweep, and how about the speed out in the open field? Man, David, quarterbacks love those. Those are stat builders.
And defensively, man, we've got to see that. We've got to adjust. Safeties have to be able to come down and play that jet sweep. It's frustrating when you see him not adjust. And then, listen, you could see it, the wheels. I mean, that dude had some speed when he got around the corner, and nobody could catch him. But defensively, we've got to see that a second sooner so we can come up and make a play.
The Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. And now this offense needs a late fourth quarter drive to answer that last touchdown. Austin Simmons, a play fake. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but second down coming.
And it's not a surprise who they're throwing the ball down the field to. I mean, he's already had a great day. They're going to feature him because he makes plays over and over again. And then trying to take another shot to him down the field. If I'm the defense, man, I'm focusing on that guy. He's made too many big plays today.
They'll give it to Hardy. Finds some space, enough to get 5 to the 22.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Simmons trying not to drown in the noise. Just a short pass to the tight end. Out across the 30, steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line as they try to put something together.
And it's so fun to have that trump card, right? Like, it's almost like playing a video game with this guy. When you got a big tight end that can make plays, that gets open, that feels those soft spots in the zones, 3rd downs, money downs, the tight end is always open, especially with that big body. He finds him, and he gets the 1st down.
Here's Simmons to throw. Going over the top. And they needed a little more room to work with as that one sails out of bounds. This quarterback desperately wants to make a chunk play, but they're going to be deepest to deepest, widest to widest. He's got to be patient.
No doubt. Situational football is probably one of the most underrated, untalked about things, like understanding the situation. I have the lead. They have to take shots down the field. I'm going to play pass. I got to rush the passer. I got to keep him in the pocket. All those things come into play throughout this game.
To the air, it's Simmons. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Simmons wants to fire again. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. Quarterback gets the 1st down. He's brought down, stopped right at the 50-yard line.
You got to keep drives alive late in the game. When you're starting to get in the 4th quarter and it's a 1-score game, you got to do whatever you can as that quarterback to scramble around, get extra plays, extra 1st downs. Really nice job there by the QB.
The run inside. It's Roberts. Stopped after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And I think offense is showing they are willing to run the football, even if they don't get big gains. Just those body blows that can sometimes wear out a defense and keep the balance on offense so I can be explosive.
Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Right back to the well. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these 3rd downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on 2nd down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up 3rd and long, and now you're set up to fail.
To the ground to try to pick up the 1st. He gets nothing. Nowhere to go, and it'll be 4th down.
Man, I think back in the day, this is a no-brainer. You're punting the football and believing your defense, but analytics all the time now telling you to be aggressive. I'm interested to watch this play. Obviously, if you're aggressive, you might could run this clock out and end the football game and not have to put your defense back on the field.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. Simmons to throw for it on fourth. Right down the middle. Intercepted. Big play. Stops the drive. Bringing it back. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And that is a backbreaker. It's fourth down, though. Listen, you got to throw the football. You got to try to make a play. But the defense came up big in a big moment.
They'll open this drive from their own 42-yard line. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Mobley. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
Man, it's so nice to have a guy that you can depend on. Like, this offense is built around him for a reason. Just a good running back. You can see, gets north-south, doesn't dance, picks up positive yards, breaks tackles. He's just a really good player, and that's why this offense runs through him.
Tripped up for the tackle. The Tigers will call a timeout. That's their first. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised. I mean, you put the ball in your best player's hands. Like, late in the game, you've got to trust your guy. I'm interested to see what they do here on third down coming up. Let's call it third and interesting, right? Top clock ticking down. Do I trust my QB to throw the football? I got the lead. I want that clock to continue to roll.
It's complete to the right. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down. They've got it at the 40.
I love the play call in this situation. You need 1 first down to ice the game, so you're just throwing to the sticks, trusting your quarterback to make the right read. In rhythm, they get it done. They're going to walk out of here with the win, David.
And this used to be a situation where you'd see offenses get very conservative, run the football. We got to play safe. No. I'm putting the ball in my best player's hands, telling him to go end this thing, and he does exactly that.
Timeout on the field. Missouri calls it second. And they'll still have 1 timeout left at their disposal. And the quarterback takes a knee. We waited so long to start the season, and just the way you want to start, getting that first victory.
And the first games are so much fun. You've been practicing against each other over and over all through camp. Now you get to come out and start the season off 1-0, Jesse. Great start.
It was a great start for the winning team. Now, for the losing team, obviously not the way you want to get into this season. There were some mistakes with execution, and guys are going to have to do a better job individually. But that's why you play the games. You get to now go back to the drawing board, get back on the practice field, try and iron out these wrinkles. It's a long season ahead. A lot to play for.
That's going to do it for us as the season marches on. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe.